The ANC Secretary General is entangled in fraud and corruption relating to the Free State asbestos project, and this isn't the first case against officials within the governing party being implicated. Well, he's set to appear in court on Friday. Now, constitutional expert Paul Hoffman weighs in, and he joins me now this morning. Good morning to you, Paul. Good to have you with us this very morning. Now, what does this mean then for the ANC, particularly their top six, their leadership? I mean, one individual that is not only the SG but also is responsible for the day-to-day running of this governing party has not only been implicated in fraud and corruption, but that warrant of arrest is quite a serious one there.
Yes, it appears that he will be invited to come to the magistrates' court in Bloemfontein on Friday, which is a long way away from what the Scorpions used to do with their media ride-along arrests, and that he will face charges of fraud, corruption and money laundering when he appears in court on Friday. But I think that what we need to understand is that it is the ANC that is going on trial in this case, not just Ace Magashule. If one looks at the book that Peter Louis Myburgh has written in relation to what he calls the gangster state, being the Free State under the premiership of Magashule, it's pretty clear that a lot of the looting that took place was not only, as Vuyo said in the previous section of this program, the question of dispensing patronage to the friends of Ace Magashule. It is also a fundraising exercise for the ANC itself. So when Ace Magashule says, "I've done nothing wrong," what he means is that he sees nothing wrong in public money being used to fund the ANC and to dispense patronage to his cronies. He thinks that's perfectly in order because he sees no difference between the state and the ANC. So this is the biggest arrest or biggest case. It isn't an arrest. He's been summoned to appear in court on Friday. And I think that is the right way to go. It's not necessary to arrest a person of his stature. He's not going to run away, and there's no need to go through the pantomime of a Hollywood cop exercise.
Now, interestingly, I mean, as we're having this conversation, I'm sure you've also heard Vuyo making mention of the fact that that meeting with the top six is still going on. And I just wonder what your perspective or opinion is in terms of what you expect from the outcome, at least from the top five at this point, because not only are they dealing with a warrant of arrest here by, of course, the Hawks for the SG, but I mean, those allegations even along this week around their former Treasury General, that's Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who was, of course, playing a very important financial role within the ANC during his term as TG, brings into question the governance of finances within the ANC, how they're distributed, where they come from. Surely it should be one that the top six considers.
Yes, I think that, well, as I understood the reports last night, the president called for the top six meeting last evening. So if they're still meeting, it sounds like they've done an all-nighter. They've spent a good deal of their time discussing Rule 25(7) of the ANC's own constitution, which basically gives a discretion to the Secretary General as to whether or not to suspend a person who does not stand down when charged with criminal activities. Now, clearly, Ace Magashule has no intention of standing down, and clearly he can't use that discretion because he has a conflict of interest. He can't decide for the ANC whether he is going to stand down or not. So Jesse Duarte, as his deputy, has now got the task of exercising a discretion as to whether or not Ace Magashule should be suspended as Secretary General of the ANC because he is appearing in court on Friday and because he is now indicted on charges that are pretty serious And if one reads Peter Louis Meyerberg's detail on the asbestos case, it seems that the money that was diverted from public coffers was diverted to his friends and to the ANC itself. So they have, it's no wonder if they did spend all night on it, it's no wonder they're still meeting on it, because this incident, this development around Ace Magashula is really going to open up the differences in the ANC. And the differences are between those in the ANC who have taken corruption to the point of state capture, and those who would like to see the ANC working within the framework of the rule of law.
We have to leave it there, but thank you so much for your contribution to this conversation.